today I wanted to come in and talk about self-love because a lot of us, we talk about self-love. It's like almost asking yourself, like, do you love yourself, right? So everybody has their own version of how they interpret that in their own life, what self-love means. But self-love, self-care, being positive, mind health, all of that is the same. Is all the same. Self-care, self-development, whatever you call it, whatever version you call it, in the end of the day, is your mind, your mindset. How do you think? And that's really matters the most. So today I'm going to share with you three things that I do to keep my mind healthy, to keep myself mindful, to love myself, to care for myself. Okay. But before I do that, if you have any question about mindset, about mind health, about self love, please do send me a question. I'll be more than happy to answer. And then subscribe, like, leave a comment, support us so more like minded people like yourself can watch this channel and benefit from it. Every week I come in and I share my strategy that I apply in my life to make my life better, to make myself successful in life. But success means different to everyone. So let's just start with talking about self love, self care. What exactly that means. The word self care is very self explanatory, what that means to care for yourself, right? But honestly, how many of you think get up in the morning and ask yourself this question, do I love myself, right? Or do I care for myself? Not a lot of us, because when you get up in the morning, you have ritual, you have things to do. You get up, you drink your coffee, you brush your teeth, take a shower, you get the kids to a school, you go, check your email, you want to make sure the bills are paid, you want to make sure that all this stuff. That's what we do every single day. Nobody sits down and say, let me care for my health, mind. Let me care for my mind. Or let me ask myself, do I love myself? So I really, really practice a lot of mindfulness in my life. And I didn't do it voluntarily. I did it because I had a very rough life, and I was, going through a lot of obstacle in my life. I was a very negative person. I grew up on my own. I really didn't have anybody to teach me how to live your life or give me advice of how to be. So I kind of figured everything on my own and did it. And I failed a lot in life. So I realized that, oh, wow, what do you say that matters? So I made it my mission to teach people on how to pay attention to their mind, to their thoughts, to their actually thinking of themselves, how we think of ourselves. And I work with people, I work with my client, my student, and I teach them self-awareness. Self-awareness, not so much self-love, not so much self-care, self-awareness. Because self-awareness, self-love, self-care are all the same thing. It's the same thing. But I like to use the word self-awareness is because you're not going to get up in the morning and ask yourself, do I love myself? Because yeah, maybe sometime maybe you'll do when you're upset or when you hear something, or you meditate, you pay attention to yourself a little bit, right? Or you wanted to lose weight, or you wanted to start a new diet. Maybe, oh, I care for myself and I love myself, I want to take care of myself. But majority of time we really don't sit down and think about, like, oh my god, do I love myself? And a lot of people don't even say no. Like, when I ask my client, do you love yourself, they're like, of course I love myself. Why wouldn't I love myself, right? But this is not something we think about every single day. What we should be thinking about is self-awareness. Now, self-awareness is everything. Is you're conscious that every single day works with your mind, that creates those thoughts, and based on those thoughts every single day you make a decision, and based on that decision you take action in life in order to achieve whatever that you wanted to achieve in life. But if you work it backward, it all goes back to self awareness. Are you aware of yourself? Now, before I give you guys this three tips, why do I say that? Are we aware of ourselves? This is not fault of your own. I'm not saying that you're sitting over here like, no, not of course I'm aware of myself. I work, I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I work every single day, I exercise, I'm aware of myself. But unfortunately, there's a side to us that we inherited from a childhood, that we develop with our mind, that makes us function from there. So I'm going to give you an example of that. Where you grow up, your upbringing, your religion, your parents, the society, social media, everything has an effect on your mind, on your thinking, the way you think. Okay. So example of that would be a lot of women lately, they don't like their self-image. They think either they're too fat or too skinny or short or tall, whatever it is. Why? Because we see people on social media, right? You see these models editing pictures and editing all this stuff. You can't help yourself but to see, you go look at those pictures and you come in and take off your clothes and you say, I don't like myself. Why? It's affect your mindset. Self-awareness is affecting your mindset, right? The same thing goes with success. If you are trying to open your own business, what happens? You see people out there and social media that they're doing good, that they're saying, oh, I'm making a lot of money, I'm signing a client, my business is doing so good. What do? We doubt ourselves. We say, well, I'm working all the time, but I'm not seeing that result. What is that? That is self-aware. That is your mind. That's your mindset, how you think of things, how you perceive things, which affects directly when it comes to your decision making. So these things that we inherited so far in our life, from the society, from our childhood, from our upbringing, from what we read, from what we listen, from what we watch, can affect our mindset. And sometimes when we do that a lot, it goes to your subconscious mind, which subconsciously we function from there. So if we are so aware of ourselves, let's go back to the idea of, if we are so aware of ourselves, why there's so many people in this world right now suffering from stress, anxiety, uncertainty, fear, all of these stuff. So why is that happening? If we're so aware of ourselves, if we love ourselves, if we care for ourselves, then why is that happening? So back to my original discussion, that is because we are not intentionally aware of our mindset. We get used to doing things. We do things every single day. Sometimes we are very good at it. I've seen people that are exercise. They're very disciplined. They exercise. They meditate. They eat healthy. Or you're very good at communicating with your partner. Your marriage is good. Your money is good. Your finance is good. All that. But the self awareness is means that you have to be aware of your mind. Now, if that's the case, then there are people that are so successful they commit a suicide. Why? What was wrong with them? People, they were not aware of their mind and their thinking. They were doing things because that's how it was done. But intentionally, you have to pay attention to yourself, and that's what it means to love yourself, and that's what it means to care for yourself. Because just like everything else, when you do a diet, what do? You write down, right? You write down the days, you write down what to eat, how many calories, point, and all that stuff. That's how precise you have to be with your mindset of what's going on in that mind of yours. What kind of thoughts goes in your mind? What do you think of yourself? And why do you think of yourself that way? What causes you to think the way you think about yourself? Right? So last night I was watching the Super Bowl and they were talking a lot about Tom Brady, whether you're a fan of him or not, but it's it. And one can think and say to themselves, right? What makes him so phenomenal and the other person not? Well, yes, you can debate with me and say, hey, it's because he's famous, because he has the money, because he's buying all this media, because he's doing whatever. That may be true. But in the end of the day, is his mindset. Because from the childhood, how he thought and how what he wanted it. And he made himself disciplined to become who he is. So my point over here is that you can be anybody you want. The difference between successful people and people that don't consider themselves successful is their mindset. They literally is mindset. Everything starts with your mindset, what you think of it, how you think of yourself. And then we can go ahead and have a discussion about time management, about focus, about routine, about being, what's the word I'm looking for? Being, I can't think of the word. Okay, when I come to it, I'll tell you. But all of that means that, that's what it is, like being consistent, consistency, all of that. So we focus on, we see people have a class like how to stay focused, or how to manage your time, and how to lose weight, or how to have effective communication, which is all good. But it comes after the mindset. You must work with your mindset first. You must think of yourself, okay, where I am, what do I think of myself? Why, what are some of the thoughts that comes in my mind? Because based on that, believe it or not, you take action every single day. So if you get up in the morning and you say, it's a bad day, it's so cloudy, I have to go to work, it's going to be traffic. Guess what? you're gonna have that mood, right? You're gonna be really down on yourself, and you're not really gonna have a great day. Why? Because those thoughts goes through your mind, and the thoughts send and release chemical to your body, and your body react to it. So if you wanted to go to the gym and if you want to lose weight and you're like, oh, I'm too tired at work, I'll do it tomorrow. Guess what? Those thoughts actually makes your body become lazy for you not to do it. Or procrastination, like I want to start the diet, and then, okay, you know what, it's Friday, I'll do it Monday. That's procrastination. Is the mindset that the mind manipulates you, and gives this thoughts comes in your mind, and the mind releases chemical to your body, and your body just shuts down, and then that's how we are in a vicious cycle. So mindset is everything. It starts with your mind and it finishes with your mind. What do you perceive as real, it will become real. How you think of yourself, that's how you will become. That's who you will become. If you think you're not smart enough, guess what? That's what's going to happen. If you think you're not attractive enough, that's what's going to happen. If you think you're lazy, that's what's going to happen. Vice versa, if you think that you're smart, that if you think that you're capable of, if you think that you do, then that's who you will become, no matter where you are. Yes, environment can affect you a little bit, but overall, when it comes to mindset, it's very important. So we start with the mind. So that's what I teach. I teach on people to, are you aware of your thoughts? Awareness. Are you aware of your thoughts? When you get up in the morning, if you have to write a list of stuff that you do every single day, or you do the same thing every single day, right? You do the same thing every single day. Okay, yes, I do the same thing. So then what do you think the result's going to be? Same thing every single day, right? But if you change those things and then do something different, you will see a different result. It's all mindset, okay? So now let's go to the best part of what do you have to do in order to be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts, of what's going on, and what you can do to change your mindset, to practice healthy mindset in order to achieve anything that you want, whether it's your health, your relationship, your career, your money mindset, your parenting, your lifestyle, whatever it is. No, number one thing starts with your mindset. What do you think of it? How you think of yourself? So what do we do? Step number one, observation. Write this down. Observation. Observe your thoughts. It's very, very, very important. Now, for the longest time, I was a resentful person. I was playing the victim. I was blaming everything for everything. If I was gaining weight, it was because, oh my God, why don't we have this food? We're eating so much junk food. This multi-million dollar fast food industry. I was blaming everything. If I wasn't healthy, I was blaming the health insurance. Like, I don't have insurance. I can't do this. I can't do that. If I was, my car would break down or something, I would blame the tires and the whole industry. So I was one of those people that used to blame everybody all the time. And I was a really kind of Debbie Downer. If you sit with somebody, they always complain. They always complain. No matter what it is, they complain. I was one of those people. Complain, complain. Everything is wrong. Everything, people are stupid. They're just stupid. And then until I realized, whoa, sit back. First and foremost, why do you think that way? Observation. Think about your mind. Why do you think the way you do? Because I guarantee you 99% of the time it's wrong. If you think your problem that you're having right now in your life, whatever it is everybody else's problem, then you're wrong. You will never find a solution for it, and you're never going to come out of that until you go internally and pay attention to yourself and say, why do I think that? Why do I think that? Why do I think that? Why do I blame this person for my problem? Once you do that, the observation is really the step number one and the first process that you can do in order to be aware of your mindset. Write it down. Write down everything that goes in your mind. Why do you feel the way you feel? Why do you think the way you think? And attach those things to the people. So, for example, I'm always tired. Why are you always tired? Okay, the word why. Well, I eat junk food. A lot of salt. I don't drink water or anything like that. You see, when you do that, when you observe your thoughts, you're going to come up with at least knowing what the problem is. And we're not even talking about how to get rid of the problem, but let's just find the problem first. Because with the way you think, okay, why do I have bad relationship with people? Why do I can't find the love in my life? Why? Anything that you have in your mind, I'm stressed. People have so easy to say, I'm stressed, I'm stressed. Why am I stressed? What causing that stress? And that's how you observe your mindset, your thoughts. Your thoughts, when you see this and you ask yourself question, why, then you will become pro at it. And every time when a new thought comes in that is unfamiliar and makes you feel uncomfortable, you will catch it just like that, because you are training your mind to pay attention what thoughts goes in your mind. Because technically, scientifically, if you look at it, between 80 to 60,000 thoughts goes in our mind every single day. It's impossible for a human being to keep track of all of that. And um, 90% of those thoughts gets repeated the next day. But if we can identify those thoughts, and if thinking the way we think, then we'll find the problem. What is the problem that we cannot solve? Or what is the problem that's causing us for me to not be healthy, to not be in a good relationship, to not have a good career, or not making money, whatever that is? The mind comes first. You have to ask yourself a question. Because I've seen a lot of people talk about self-love, talk about self-awareness, talk about self-development, but that's really what it is. Being aware of your mind is self-love. Being aware of your mind is self-care. Being aware of your mind is self-develop, because you're intentionally paying attention to your mind, not to the outside world, what they think of you and how they think of you and what you should and should not do, but what do you think of yourself? So observation of your own thoughts is the most important thing that you can develop before you do anything else. And I keep referring on the health, because a lot of us learn about the health because it's our exterior body and we can see it and it's easy to target the problem. So if you gain a couple of weights, what do you say? The first thing you say, oh my God, I'm getting fat. And you go find a solution for that. But before you do that, think about, the mind works like that too. If I'm stressed, if I have anxiety, if I am uncertain, if I'm fearful, why? Where is it coming from, right? And that's how you identify once you observe. So practicing, and a lot of time you can do this with, if you are meditating, with meditation, you can sit down and listen to your thoughts. Don't control your thoughts, just listen to them. And then after, when you're done with your meditation, write it down, especially for those of you who have mental health and thinking negative all the time. And when I say thinking negative, and I don't mean thinking negative about other people, about yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I can't make money. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not sexy enough. Whatever, however you think of yourself. So when you do meditation, do some observation about your thoughts and then write it down when you're done. When you're done, write it down, and then at the end of the week, and go look at it and say to yourself, wow, every single day when I meditate, I think I'm not worthy. But yet here I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to make my life better. Those two doesn't go together, because in your mind you think one thing, in reality you want something different. So that's why it's important. Observation of your mind is the first key to success. To know what is there that's bothering you. Why do you think the way you think about yourself? Okay, that's number one. Number two, respond. Respond. Don't ignore anything that you think of. A lot of time, I've seen so many women that are like, they're so busy, such an amazing people. Their mother, their daughter, their sisters. They're like, I mean, even men too. Like, we're so busy. We always doing things for other people. We always doing things for other people, but yet we don't pay attention to our own thoughts of why do we feel the way we feel. I've seen people in a relationship. They are in a unhappy relationship because they want to make the other person happy. I'm being nice. I don't want to leave him or her because I don't want her to lose the house, or I don't want all these thoughts that goes through your head, whatever excuses that it is. But I think in reality of life, when you observe your mind and see what you think, you must respond to that. You must not ignore your own feelings, okay? You must not ignore. Why do you think that you cannot accomplish what other people have accomplished? Why is that? Right? Because you have the potential. I mean, even if for people that are religious, look at the way you look at God create everything. God is fair, okay? What God gave us, the brain, how you use it is up to you. So if you admire somebody and if you think somebody's better than you, just look at that. What do they have different that's different than yours, right? Nothing really. It's really nothing. It's their mindset, how they think, and how they train their mind to become who they wanted to become. That's really what it is. because you have just as much as potential to be whoever you wanted to be. And all you have to do is adjust your mindset. So responding to those feelings is very important. A lot of us have a habit of suppressing those feelings. We avoid the feeling of being stressed, fearful, uncertain, and sometimes, and now these days, even expressing your voice of your opinion. What do you think of that person or that thing? We just like, you know what? Let's just leave it alone. Don't say nothing. No, you shouldn't do that. If you have something to say, your voice is just as important as everyone else. Why do you staying quiet and not saying anything? Especially is affecting your life. As if you're in a relationship that is make you unhappy, you should speak up about it. You should talk about it. You should sit your partner down and say, hey, I'm not happy. What are we going to do? You know, speak up for yourself. So observation is number one, to think of yourself, and number two, respond to your feelings. Respond. Don't suppress your feeling. If you're fearful of something, just say to yourself, why am I fearful? What can I do? Why am I afraid of this person? Because however we look at it, we look at the celebrities, we look at the people that have money, we look at the people that they think they're better than us. And at the end of the day, they're really not. They're just like me and you. They're a human being. They just use their mind, their discipline themselves, and really, really believe themselves to become who they are. And we not. Why? Because we get deluded by how we were brought up, what our parents told us, what the society telling us, what your job title is telling you, and because of that, we suppress our feelings and we're not talking about it. And that's the example of that. If one person step forward when it comes to sexual harassment, then you see 10 other people are coming out. So my question for those people is, well, why didn't you come out in the first place? Did you wait for someone to come out and then you had to come out? Because you suppressed your feeling, because you thought you were being judged, because you thought all these other things in your head, which again go back to the mindset of how you think. And then one person came out, and then now you have the bravery to come in and say, hey, I went through that too. But don't be the second person. Be the first person. Be the first person and come out and say something. Because the more we say it, the better this world will become. And we got to do it with love and compassion. We can't be obnoxious and we can't be arrogant. But if we do it in a humanity way, we get results from that. Okay? Number three. So now, first was observation. Second, respond to your feeling. And number three is to measure your progress. This is, I think, the most important part of it. When it comes to your feeling, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to self-love, when it comes to self-care, measure your progress. It's very, very, very important. Why is so important? Because we want things all the time. I always ask people, I'm like, you can offer money to the richest guy in the world. Do you think they're going to say no? Of course not. You can offer help to the healthiest person in this world. Do you think they're going to say, no, I don't want to be healthy? Of course they're going to say, yes, I want to be more healthy. Uh, Offer happiness. Of course I want to be more happy. We all know what do we want. A success, you know what your success is, and you know what you want. The problem is that we only think about it. We don't do anything about it. And more importantly, we don't measure our progress of did we accomplish that or not. So let's just break it down to the smallest step that I do with my clients, okay? A day. How do you want your day to feel like? Like one of the practices that I do with my clients, I always ask them, instead of doing your to-do list, just write down, how do I want to feel today? I want to feel productive. I want to feel energetic. I want to feel happy. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel, comfort, whatever that is. And then in the end of the day, go back to what you wrote and see if you really accomplished that or not. What did you feel the way you started to? So I get up in the morning and I say, well, I want to feel inspired and I want to feel productive. Okay? But then I break it down to meaning feeling productive. What does that mean? Personally, how do I want to be productive? And professionally, how do I want to be productive? If I should get certain stuff done, then I consider myself productive. Okay. But then at the end of the night, I go and I write down, do I feel productive? Do I feel inspired? Did I did that, during the day? And that's what matters, because a lot of times we don't measure our progress. And if you don't measure your progress, what happens? You fall back to the comfort zone of what you have. Okay. So you start your day really good and you're like, oh, I want to feel productive. And you're doing what you're doing. And then all of a sudden the day ends and then you're done. And then the next day comes in, the next day comes in. And then like, oh my God, one day I said I want to be productive. I don't know if I was or not. And it just, but literally measure your progress. Are you seeing a result? If you're exercising, are you seeing a result? If you're looking for a job, are you seeing a result? If you want to better your communication and you know communicate with people better, are you seeing any progress? If you want to find love, are you seeing a progress? All of that matters because in the end of the day, progress is happiness. When we see progress in any area of our life, we consider ourselves successful, and that gives us the confidence to move forward and to do more things in life. So for sake of this video today, I want you to just sit down today and write these 3 things, okay, that I'm going to do for this week. Number 1, every morning when I get up, I'm going to observe my thoughts. That can be done through the meditation. If you're meditating, that's good. If not, I highly recommend you to start meditating. And I do have a free 5 days meditation practice that you can download and do it. But on those when I talk, so I don't think that's really beneficial for you. But just to stay calm and don't listen to anything, and just say to yourself, okay, for the next 5 days or for the next 7 days, I'm gonna observe my thoughts about myself. What do I think of myself? And just simply write it down. Number 2, when you write down, just respond to that feeling and say to yourself, okay, I feel overwhelmed. Let's just say you write down Monday overwhelmed, Tuesday overwhelmed, Wednesday overwhelmed. And then on dash, write your response to that. What is your response to that? Are you going to do something about that? What is causing you to be stressed? What is that? Respond. And then at the end of the week, look at all of those things that you wrote down. You don't have to do anything. You just have to look at it. That itself is a progress because now you are aware of your mind. You're aware of your thoughts. You're aware of yourself. That's step number 1. Awareness of our oneself is self-love, is self-care, and is self-mindfulness and self-being. That's really what it is. So if you can practice this week, then you will see at the end of the week and you're going to know a little bit more about yourself. Because if you feel like if you're practicing self-love, yes, you love yourself. You're doing what you're doing because you love yourself. But to be laser focused of how to be self-aware, the self-awareness pretty much eliminate things that is not good for your life. And that's what we want. Sometimes you don't have to achieve stuff. Sometimes you have to let go of a stuff in order to be successful in life, in order to get what you want, in order to live how you want. So I'm going to talk about that some other time. That's a whole other subject that I'm going to talk about. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this. So remember, self-awareness is self-love and is self-care. And I'm excited also to announce that I'm working on my program, MV, Mind Health. And MV stands for Virtually Master Your Mind Health program that I have. And if you wanted to get trained, we have experts from all over the world that works on your area that matters to you. We work with the health, relationship, career, money mindset, lifestyle, parenting, and it's just not myself, but we have experts from all over the world that giving an amazing classes that you can learn in your own timing, whenever you have a time, whenever it's convenient for you, from the comfort of your own home, to train your mind and care for your mind health. And mind health, once you get your mind healthy, then everything else in your life will fall into place. And that's how you achieve success. So if you wanted to check that out, there's a link somewhere here, or you can simply go to my website, valerymolone.com, and it's all over my website. Meanwhile, just remember, if you have any questions, send me a question. And if you have any subject that you want me to talk about, please do share, and I'd be more than happy to talk about that. Till next time, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.